Hello and welcome to the weekend Gorls stream, featuring none of the Gorls of the channel, which I think is funny for some reason. I could have got Daisy Bits in here. B is definitely busy, so she would not be available. But this is a draw this in your style attempt for Super Marl. You can find them at twitch.tv/supermarl, which is in the stream title if you want to know how to spell that. But she's on Instagram and did a draw, which I won't actually be putting on stream. I guess I could put it on stream, but I wasn't planning on. I have a ref myself, but I'm just going to be drawing based on that reference. Hello, Easy Peasy. Welcome in. How are you doing? I am doing great. And it is time to, I guess, do like a sketch. So this is like a draw this in your style. And I guess sort of the intent is to lead into your style. Which makes me want to do my like classic like little gremlins that we see here on the stream. At least I think they're pretty classic by now. What is your style? I mean, I do lots of different styles. And interestingly enough, the reference I'm using, not the reference, but the this in the sentence of draw this in your style, it's actually pretty close to my style. I think Super Mario's style is pretty close to mine. I should put it on stream. I'm not going to, because I already have started streaming and I don't feel like changing my overlay right now. But I think I'm gonna start with the sort of gremlin-y ladies, and then we will go from there. I might try and do like a more detailed thing, because I'd like to do more detailed drawings. Not more detailed, but more detailed drawings. I feel like I wish I did them more, but then I try and I go, wow, this was worse. Why did I even do this? Which is not super motivating, but I should do it more, because I'll get better if I do, in theory. This face is not what I'm wanting. I like the hair, though. I think the hair's okay. So I think I'm going to try and get these like quick ones blocked in. And then afterwards, maybe I will try to do like a full-on sketch layer painterly thing. Maybe, maybe not. Only time shall tell. How are you doing, Easy Peasy? Great to see you in. Probably going to be a pretty chill stream. Just a nice chill art stream today. That's too big of a neck. For this art style, got to have tiny toothpick necks. Very important. Not bad. Yourself? Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Had a stream idea last night as I was trying to fall asleep, which kept me up, but I'm actually really interested in doing it, so I'm not going to talk about what it is, because I kind of want to design a sort of like a series of teasers and stick them on Twitter, and then I'm going to do a poll to build hype, and it's a whole idea in my brain. I know, I do tease. That's the plan. But yeah. Now, for a while, I wanted to do like sort of a long sort of, not like a marathon stream necessarily, or not like a, I don't know, but like some kind of like extra long kind of gimmicky stream or like challenge stream. And I think this is gonna do like fill that niche in the way that is more appropriate to the channel than other ideas I've had, so that's exciting. Now they're actually wearing a bikini because these are summer Gorls. I guess they're weekend Gorls, whatever. But I'm still gonna still drawn the this neckline here for the purpose of me understanding just where a neck goes in my normal style, because I don't usually draw very much skin in this style. So I'm probably going to draw them fully clothed first and then take the clothes off. I could have probably said that better. Oh well. And the draw this in your style stated that you could totally change the pose or whatever as you see fit. I think I'll probably keep the pose because I feel like that is more how draw this in styles usually go, but you know, it'll still be a little bit modified to better fit my style, as it were. Yeah. Am I still on screen? Yeah, I'm totally on screen. So that is exciting. And then the rest of the week I just sort of have kind of blocked out as usual. Got stream tomorrow. I've got role-playing game with friends tonight after stream. I don't actually have any plans after stream tomorrow, which I usually do, but were preemptively canceled this week, so I can prepare for that. Probably I will work on getting sort of the teaser pieces ready for that. Playing a lot of Bloodborne. Nice. I have never played Bloodborne, but it seems pretty rad. Good aesthetic. Have a friend who totally loves the aesthetic of Bloodborne. Seems real good. This is not how the arms are in the reference image. In the original image. It's fine. It's whatever. They dancing. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Totally fine. I can see why everyone loves Bloodborne. Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's the first time playing through, I imagine, in that case, considering. That's rad. They got pretty big hands. I don't think I'll go with as big hands, but still, I still have pretty chunky hands in my style, I think. Yeah, there we go. Great. Alright, and then there's another Gorl. As the actual draw this in your style says, you know, use the hashtag weekend Gorls. So that's why I'm saying Gorls every time. It has 9 fingers. What has 9 fingers? This person here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's like a pinky behind here, probably. You know, it's a perspective. Perspective. The other girl is over here, which I really rarely draw like facing the other direction in this style, which is interesting. So that might be a little doing. This one's a bit more of a like look, I think, as opposed to the like open mouth. Which I like that. That's kind of good. Same eyes, because you gotta. It's important for the style. This is good. They're both sort of looking away from each other for some reason. I don't know why that is, but they are. No, that's not right. Make this a bit more smoothed. Yeah, I think that looks better. Beautiful! Alright, so that is our basic concept for girl number 2. I'm going to have to flip this canvas. I was kind of avoiding it because I do kind of think it's funny if the style is a bit skewed. That's just part of the style at that point, but I think I do need that. We will change this neck though. Pretty cool you can draw this on the PC. Yeah, I mean, I love digital art. I hate traditional art. That's not entirely true. Drawing with the pencil actually feels really good, and it's always kind of surprising whenever I pick up a pencil and go, oh yeah, wow, this feels so much different from drawing on a computer. Like, it is a big difference. for some reason. So it certainly has its place, but I don't want to buy paint and deal with it and stuff. Although I probably would be sticking mostly to ink anyway if I drew traditionally, so maybe that's not as big a deal as I think it is in my brain, in my head. I'm actually pretty good on paper. I have to show you sometime. Yeah, I'd love to see your art sometime. If you have any kind of touchscreen mobile device, I actually think those are a really good medium for drawing. There was a time when I drew almost exclusively just with my thumbs on my phone, and it felt great, I thought. I really picked up the knack for that specific thing. But it's so unique. There's no other, every sort of medium feels a little different, even if it's just the input. It's really interesting. It's been a while since I don't make fun. No, of course not. I would never. I would possibly offer constructive criticism if you wish it, and if you do not wish it, I would say, don't even worry about it. This is awesome and great. And it's cool to see what you've done. You know. Especially if you're not even, necessarily trying super hard or anything. You know. Constructive criticism is only relevant if someone's, trying to improve. If someone's just drawing for fun, then awesome. Just draw for fun. I prefer constructive... I don't understand. I feel like you're making a pun, and I don't get it. A little bit of floopy hair there. Great. Oh, is she holding a... She's holding a beach umbrella. Oh. Alright. Oh, do you just mean you prefer constructive criticism to someone, saying, this is good, and I won't tell you anything to improve on? That's cool. When I say I'm just going to be oh yeah, this is great, it's not a pandering kind of way. It's just in a let's talk about what worked. And anything else, I don't know. I don't need to bring it up. Unless you want to. Yeah, they're holding an umbrella. Not like a beach umbrella. One of those massive ones that you stick in the sand. Just kind of casually. That's pretty cool. Did not realize that at first. How does that go under the hair? Rather you be 100% with me? Yeah, I mean, I think you can both still be, honest and not really give constructive criticism. But, cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm into it. What are your legs doing? They're just the same legs. They're just the same legs. Okay. Let's, yeah, sure. Just map in these legs. Give you some thigh. Thinking of a project, that's why. Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I misunderstood. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you want, actual criticism... constructively, of course. Happy to look at anything that you would be interested in showing me. If you have Twitter, at me on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, I don't know, send me a Twitch message. My DMs are open. This arm is broken. Let's fix that. I don't know how much help I could be, but I would definitely take a look. Need to work on social media. That was my opinion for a long time. And now I have Twitter, and I mean, I just use it as a means of talking about streams and stuff. I don't really like social media in a lot of ways. I like having like places I can put my art and be like, this is a thing and it's here and it will stay there and that's useful. But I'm really bad at like actually networking or whatever. I don't know. Feels weird. Networking feels weird to me. I don't want to be talking to people just to be talking to people for the sake of networking. That feels, I don't know, weird. But, I mean, it's not talking to people just for talking. I mean, that's what I gotta convince myself. It's like, you're not talking to people just to talk to people. You actually do want to, like, reach out and find more people that are like-minded and have the same interests. And if that's the direction that I'm trying to approach networking from, then I think that's totally legit. Anyway. What's your other hand doing? It's on your hip? Yeah, I'll just keep the existing pose. I don't see any reason to change that up. I do not like that hand. Interesting. Okay. Let us... First, I want to see if I can figure out how this umbrella works. Yeah, I have a decent idea about how a potential TV show. I've been thinking about it for a while. Cool. I mean, something like that feels very... It feels so big that even if I had an idea that I was like, this idea is amazing, it's perfect, I would have no idea what to actually do with that idea, you know? So, I mean, best of luck to you. I guess I'm just going to have the hair kind of like absorb it like that, maybe. That sort of works. And then there's the big umbrella behind, which we'll figure that out later, how that looks. Cool. I'm going to actually lower the opacity on these. And we're going to draw over top. Not being too precious with it, because again, the style is sort of... The looseness of the lines is part of the style. But, as I mentioned previously, maybe I'll actually keep the faces and everything the same. Or maybe I'll even duplicate the layers. I don't know. But, these women are in bathing suits, so I would like to draw those over top. So I might as well just redo the whole lines, I feel. Not sure why I feel that way, but I do, and I'm doing it. What are my influences? I don't know. In what way? I almost just started drawing the shirt again. Don't do that. I don't know. Like, as far as my art, like, I mean, I've been drawing art for a very, very, very long time. Probably when I was younger, they were like Garfield comics. A lot of cartoons and stuff. So probably like that sort of style of like, not that I do much animation. I've done some, but like not that I do much. I'm probably more drawn towards the art styles that lend themselves to animation, like minimal shading, stuff like that, where you don't really, you want less detail, so it's easier to animate. All sort of stand out to me. And then there's just been like, in more recent years, seeing more and more art on artists on Twitter and being like, dang, that's really good art. And just like, I don't know. Again, not that I like interact with said artists, I'm just like, it's good. I like it. And even when I do like really like art, I tend to not like engage with it in any sort of interesting way. It's just sort of like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's good, and I move on, because there's so much art in the world that it's hard for anything to stand out, which is kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Disparaging? That's not right. What's the word I'm thinking of? Demoralizing is also not the word. That's a bit too big of a phrase, I think. But you get what I'm saying, I'm sure. But as long as I convince myself this is a hobby, I don't have to feel like I need to compete. And that's enough for me. Big on writing. Is that and animation, or like more so than animation? I'm not entirely sure what the interpretation I'm supposed to get from that is. This sort of goes behind the neckline. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Not like, it's behind the neck as opposed to over the shoulders. Cool. More writing than animation? Yeah, I mean, those are very different medium, so. Legit. Trying to use stupid math signs. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I would read that as writing greater than animation, but some people it might be a typo, it might be a, like, writing and then direction arrow pointing towards animation. Like, that could mean a different thing. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Boobs. Bobs. I don't know how to draw boobs. It's okay. It's a stylized style. It's fine. They don't have to make sense. Give her big melons. I'm gonna try and match the example. I think her friend has a larger chest. So we'll get there. All right. Cool. Arms are looking kind of weird. Actually, I might have to redo those later, but that's fine for now. Okay, how does that look? Oh, I see. It like ties around the back. The changing in the arm placement means it's probably not going to look like that in mine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, not that it's not going to look. We're not going to see it in mine, I guess is what I mean to say. But the bottom is one of those like ones that has like kind of like a, what do you call that? It's like a skirt on top of a. It's like a. I don't know what that's called. It's got to have a name, right? Those little like flippy bits. I don't know. And then I want to maybe make these legs a bit better. Try and do more. Define the calves more a bit. And she's wearing sandals, actually. I just kind of blocked in the feet and didn't worry about it before. Which I'll probably continue to do because I don't feel like it. It's not even that I don't feel like it. I think that as much as you could argue, like, I'm avoiding drawing feet, and you'd probably be within your right to make such a claim. I think that if I had detailed feet with this style, they would really look out of place. So, so it's fine. Am I outside of the canvas or anything? It's fine. It's fine. Not a big deal. We'll have that connect. Sometimes you want to omit the lines because your eye filled it in. And it looks better that way, but actually, let's change this entirely. Have this come up, and then have that come down. Yeah. I think that looks better. Oh, I didn't do this side of the hair. Before I go, that's perfect. I will just give it a little flippy. I don't like the arm very much, either of them actually, and there's something weird going on with the hair here. Pretty minor, but yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, I do wonder if that's ever really true. Maybe. Alright, cool. She doesn't have a belly button, I just noticed. Boop. Boop. And, yeah, I'm gonna just basically redo the arms entirely, I think. Let's duplicate this layer just so that if I want any of it back, I don't lose it. What is going on there? Ah, I see. Perfect. I might redo the arms and make them more like the original. Voice acting. Are you looking at my tags? I sort of forgot to turn that one off. It would be would be the most honest thing to say. Because if I'm playing a game, I tend to read the dialogue, and I will try and do my best to voice act it. It depends, but I enjoy some good voice acting. Didn't mean to call you out? Nah, that's fine. I can do some voice acting. Just give me something to say. I'll say it. Alright, let's block in these arms. So let's try and use the original arms instead. That has this arm going kind of up, like a big wave. The art style that I'm basing this off of is a lot like big, like cartoon hands, which is cool, but I have sort of more small cartoon hands. More Adventure Time, less Mickey Mouse. Give me a mean Scottish accent, my friend. That's not a thing to be voice acting. That is a voice to be voice acting. I need some dialogue. Let's put this in front of the hair. Well, I do find generally, when voice acting accents, my go-to tip, and I may or may not keep to this myself, but my go-to tip is try to be as subtle as possible. The, weaker the accent is, the more believable it tends to, read, in my mind, personally, and the less likely you're going to accidentally become a stereotype or a caricature. That would be my general advice for any voice actors. Or, D&D players. Oh, just keep it kinda weak and don't worry about it too much. I don't know what voice that was. That wasn't Scottish. Anyway. What was that? That was like something specific. Oh, don't worry about it too much. It's not a big deal. Like, it's probably like an amalgamation of multiple accents, but there's like a specific... I think there's like an actual like character that I'm like... My brain is trying to do subconsciously. Weird. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it. Alright, alright. I mean, I could just try and do a Shrek impression. Onions have layers. And ogres have layers. How does that go? Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers again? Really? It goes back and forth? I don't remember that. Weird. Look. I need like a phrase to get into it, I think. That's, yeah, it's like really weak right here. Not like weak as in a thin accent, but weak as in like badly performed. This arm sucks. It's just like stapled onto her shoulder. Yeah, no, I hate this. What? The problem is I don't want to move it because of the hair it's touching, but I should just pick it up and move it around. That'll do. What are you doing? Oh, you know what you're doing? You're doing that like bad. That's funny. Okay, ignore me. Okay, this moves. How does this arm work? Transform that. How do arms work? I don't understand the human body. You're thinking about it too much. The style is sloppier than this. You know what? You're right. What's the other arm? It's doing like a yeah, haha. Go back to... That's how you get the undead. Sean Connery. Go back to England. Tell them they're Scotland's daughters and sons are yours no more. Tell them Scotland is free. I don't know why that was where I went, but it's where I went, and I'm gonna stick to it because, yeah, we're gonna call that good enough. William Wallace, for the sake of completing the quotation. We'll include our sourcing. I'm trying at the same time. Very good. All right. Elbow here. Let's round that out a bit. Bones are just a suggestion. Really just a voice that only you do. Now I'm just quoting things that only I know to myself. Which is very good content, I'm sure. You think you got it? Nice. Maybe I can just kind of smooth this out a little bit and have that look right. Instead of focusing on the... Braveheart is such a great movie to learn the Scottish accent. I've never seen Braveheart, weirdly. Just like, I don't know, wasn't in my circles when it was relevant, and then I never like went back to watch it later. I don't know. That's the truth for like a lot of classic movies. Just saw Braveheart recently. It's cool. Holds up, nice. Very good. Always good to hear. That classic holds up. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I do need to fix the bathing suit, of course, but that's fine. That's not hard. Although that does not actually connect. The hip pops out too much. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And then do the same thing over here. Make that pop out a little bit. Make sure it's clear what's going on. Work on your Cosby accent. Nah, I think that's okay. I'll leave that to somebody more qualified. We do still need to give her sandals. I'll probably just kind of paint on. I don't like that. I have not been exposed to much Cosby myself. I would not know where to start. It would be parody of parody at that point. All right, cool. That is a sandal. Let's add another one over here. Just like, you know, piece of foam glued to the bottom of your foot. What more do you need? Sure. I do want to actually add in, there's a bit of like ties back here in the original. I'll just slap that on there. Boom. Good. Done. Calling that good. Boom. Line art's done for her. Next. Sorry about that. All right. Next, actually, let me change my reference so I can see her more. Okay, excellent. Oh, I hadn't even thought about eyebrows and stuff. Really long arm hairs? Oh, put some arm hairs on her. Yeah, I could actually. That's not a bad idea. I'll do that in the coloring as opposed to the line art if I do. Okay, so she's got, it's also behind the back, but it's just kind of like single lines for the straps. Interesting. How big is too big? Actually, that's not really the real question. The real question is how to make them actually look reasonable with the correct amount of like supporting tissue and stuff. But hey, it's a simplified art style. I don't have to worry about it. It's going to look weird if you over detail it. That's true. You're right. Just use 2 circles and call it a day. Maybe do something more than that. Probably, yeah. And a little bit more hip here so that there's something to attach to. Yeah, I think we're just going to have that kind of go right into the leg instead of having a distinguished difference. That's easier, and I feel like it. Same sort of feet and stuff as last time. Draw some big boobs on her. I mean, that is the plan. You don't have to worry about that. That is the plan. Don't have to feel bad for that suggestion. Again, this is not my character. I'm going to be working with what we got, but I think they're appropriately large. We got one of those tops that's just like, here's a cup, and here's a cup, and they attach in the middle somehow. And I'll just color them in. I guess if I don't color them in, that means I can color them later. Maybe they should just be line art. Probably should just be line art, actually. Alright. Whoop. Whoop. Alright, I need to be talking still. I'm just like focused on drawing at this point. I'm not really prattling on the way I like to in these streams. Alright. No, I didn't actually draw any cleavage for the first girl. Huh. Maybe I'll do that in the color. We'll come back to it later. Figure that out later. That's what later means. Okay, did you angle this weird? Yeah, kind of. It's like the shoulder's going up, which would imply... Yeah, that should go up. It's certainly wrong, I'll tell you that much. In what ways? I don't know. Let's do the rest of the body first, I think. So this will come down. And then, you know, the pole is going to go there and I don't have to worry about how that works because there's a pole in the way. And then this is going to go like that. Which means we've got our hips, which are kind of cocked like this, and we got our shoulders, which are cocked also like that. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, you're being too detailed. I know. Shut up. It's fine. Great. And then we've got the strap coming down here. We got this strap coming down here. And then we need to somehow put some boobs in the middle there. This one's coming towards us, whereas this one's going to be all mostly side. Sorry, I'm thinking way too much about this, but it's important. Turns out boobs are important. Who knew? They actually aren't just like a little cup like that. They actually go more around. And then, I think that's the thing, is it's going to actually be kind of like, because of the side, it's going to be showing more like this. And I don't know how they're actually connecting. Choose a dot. Make them connect. Don't worry about it so much. Likewise, this is actually sort of more like that. Let's remove the line art for this. That might help me. What if you can lock zoom level? Every once in a while I'll accidentally zoom and I didn't mean to. I'm not a fan. I didn't, I just seemed worth mentioning. I don't know why I thought to mention it. Something I was thinking about earlier today and I forgot about. Should have looked into it before the stream. Not that it's been an issue. Looks a lot like Betty Boop. Interesting. I could see that. I suppose Betty Boop actually is kind of similarly stylistically to how I tend to draw. Right? I like stylized, like I was saying before, I really like the stylism used in animation, right? To make it simple in a way that lets you sort of draw that many frames, especially in old school animation. And you did have to draw every frame. Yeah, now that actually makes sense that would sort of happen. What is going on with your feet? More sandals? Okay, they're just a different color. Also, you need a belly button. Boop. And we're going to give you some sandals. They're just like flip-flops. They're not really sandals, but whatever. Is there a difference? I mean, I think flip-flop is a type of sandal. That's how I would define it. Okay. Personally, I don't know if everyone would agree with me on that, but that's what I would say. Hopefully, I am still on the canvas. I mean, I am on the canvas, but, you know, visible on stream. Yeah, the other sandal is missed, but that's okay. It's fine. Let's not worry about it too much. And she's gonna need a face. And I think I'll try and draw the whole umbrella, so if I want to move something around, there's not like a big hole somewhere. Alright, put the line art back on. Add in some eyeballs, some peepers. Now, she's got more of a, like, sultry look on her face, a little half eyelidded. I found that if I try and do, like, draw eyelids at all in this art style. It ends up looking like Family Guy, and I don't like it. So I have not been doing that, but we'll see. We'll see what this looks like without actually drawing the like top lid, maybe. Not a fan. I'm gonna go with the full eyes. It fits the style, in my opinion. I'll give her some eyelashes or something. Make this eye a bit more reasonable. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'll give her a little bit of eyeliner. Maybe some or not mascara, eyeliner? Yeah, both. Although it's going to disappear into her hair, so it's kind of irrelevant. Now, I quite like how I did the hair the first pass, but also it was largely just kind of scribbled in, so it might end up a little bit different. And that's kind of fine if it is. Not super concerned with that. I think I'm just going to do like owl house ears. I've been really liking owl house ears lately. It's interesting, like, one thing that's true across so much animation is, like, everyone just, like, stylizes ears differently. But they're always stylized in some way. I think about, like, Disney's Hercules, and they were all, like, just spirals. Gotta stylize ears. It's important. Nobody likes drawing ears. If you're animating them, they gotta be even more consistent. Alright, cool. And just add a little bit of hair floofs. Love some hair floofs. I do like that being a bit more smooth instead of it just two bunches. So let's make sure we get some of that. And then here's gonna sort of go like this, I think. We're just gonna kind of ignore how this umbrella works. Then I think I'll just keep the umbrella part of this, despite what I said before. I just don't feel like it. I feel like I should use some guides to make sure this stays straight, but I don't feel like it. So if it's wobbly, it's just going to be wobbly. And, ooh, I do like this mouth I did, actually. Let's do that again. As best as we can. Do I like this before I start, like, coloring? Few changes. I think that these hips don't actually match. They're, like, bigger on one side than the other, which feels weird. I'm sure that's a real thing some people have, but this is art, so we like things symmetrical. And I think, or maybe that's not it. Maybe what I need is for the side of the body to actually kind of like do something like that. Flipping back and forth all the time. All the time. Well, today I am. Apparently. Well, I ended up just kind of penciling that in and then covering it anyway, so. Oh well. Let's not worry about it, I guess. It does look kind of off for some reason, though. Yeah, like, the body doesn't really work. This is a tube. There shouldn't, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back, actually. I think I still need to change something to do with that, like thigh and or hip, but that wasn't the thing I needed to do. Okay. So yes, we have this. Maybe this comes in a bit like that, and then comes out. Yeah, I think it's not so much like thick as like the compression here is going to make it sort of balloon outward a little bit, and that needs to be shown to make it look appropriate. That's my guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think that works better for some reason. Cool. So, I could... Let's figure out this umbrella. This goes to the center of the umbrella, which is like that-ish. Anywhere along this line could be the center of the umbrella, is what we're saying. And then you're gonna do a whole... I don't want to do an umbrella. Why did I decide to do an umbrella? It's part of the original sketch. Yeah, you're not wrong. There are ads running right now. Okay. Well. Oh well. Alright, let's remove this. The peg will be in the middle here somewhere. Let's add a couple of, like, sections that all sort of intersect in that spot. Something like that. Then we'll reposition it as necessary or see if it looks good at all. And then we will sort of ink over the sketch, if you will. All right, don't need that. Do need this. I think it works. I think it works, actually. Weirdly enough, I think it works. All right, cool. I'm very focused on trying to draw this shape. I'm gonna break it down because it's not working. Sometimes you just can't get your arm to do the thing you want, you know? Sometimes that's all there is to it. Now, the original one has these sort of, like, dangly bits. I'm just going to probably ignore those. And make it just, like, a big old toadstool. Because I do not feel like it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it looks probably how it should, I think. That's probably right. Sure. Let's add some color. I'm just going to start with some flats. We're actually going to start with this lovely lady. She has got black hair, which we're going to do as like a brown gray, like a really desaturated brown. I might add some highlighting so you can actually sort of distinguish it from the line art, but maybe not. Maybe I will. I haven't decided yet, and I don't need to decide yet. I'll do it at the last possible opportunity. Great. Flap. That's distinguishable enough. Distinguishable enough. Let's get some pink skin in here. Hopefully that's not too pink. I might do a two-tone here. Sometimes I have a hard time with skin tone, so I might do the pink and then add like sort of a more peachy tone and then like decent like lower opacity and sort of eyeball blend of them. That might be a thing I decide to do. I don't know. I haven't decided. As I said before. I'll do it later. Decisions are for later. Okay, great. Leg, foot, toes. Once we get the basic shape down, we can actually just use a clipping mask to change it willy-nilly. So the most important thing is getting it down in the first place. Toes. Let's throw in a clipping mask. Boop. And let's see, if I just go for like, often I would go for sort of an orangey, peachy, like this, which I think does not work. But if I lower the opacity, I can sort of combine the two. And like, maybe that's actually pretty good. So that's what I'm going to go with. We're going to go with some just flat white eyes. What do you mean that there's shadows inside your eye socket? Get out of here. I don't need any of that. That's not important. And I think we'll try and go with just like the tooth smile. I tend to not like the tooth smile when I draw it and go for like a sort of red inside of mouth smile, but we'll start with the tooth smile. That's what we have in the the starting, and I just realized I messed up the, I forgot to color in her stomach, so that would be annoying. Cool. Luckily, the clipping mask is going to accommodate for that, 'cause I filled in the whole layer with that color. So that's excellent. Love to see that. Next, let's actually... Can you wait, no. Yeah, the skin goes under the mouth in this, so I can actually see that the white is taking effect. The skin goes under the mouth is a very bad sentence that I wish I hadn't said. Alright. It's blue with white polka dots. We're going to start with just blue, and we'll go from there. Yep. And blue over here. This was actually a really fun draw this in your style. I really rarely draw, like, scenes. I just kind of don't for no reason. I just, they're more work, so I don't do them. And, it's cool. I hadn't really, like, tried to draw, like, a scene in this style before. And it's just two people. It's not really much of a scene, but still. Alright, great. And let's add, of course, some white pokey dots. I really like the shading that Super Mario does. Like, there's like a gradient going from, like, the top of the legs to the bottom. That's, like, blue, which, like, I wouldn't have expected. It's really nice. Just, like, extra colors going on. Cool. You know what? Super Mario makes a great point. Probably they're not going to be random like I would do. They're going to be kind of uniform. So let's actually apply some uniform dots. Something like that. Cool. I'm into it. But it's being really, like, technical right now. Not technical, but like particular. I would zoom in here, and I would delete this little, like, edge here that looks not quite correct. That's what I would do if I was being, like, really particular about it. You know? Can't imagine me doing that, but, you know, if I were to, it's what I would do. Just make sure everything's in the frame still. Actually, it's better in the frame now, so great. Don't do that. Okay. Oh, that also is polka dot, though. I kind of forgot that the bottom would also have the dots. Because of this thing. Alright, cool. We're gonna ignore the rest of that for now. We'll probably add just a general shading layer at the end, because that's how I do it, because I'm lazy. This friend, on the other hand, also dark hair, probably actually kind of lighter, like more rosy, if that makes sense. Not like rosy like roses, but rosy like, when you say rosy cheek, do you mean like it has more saturation? Yes, you are specifically referring to like the cheeks being redder, because that's what more saturation in the cheeks looks like. Well, it's actually, it's the blood under them, but whatever. I don't know why I decided that was my best metaphor for the hair being more lustrous. I guess lustrous is what I meant to say. Yeah, that makes sense. Not sure how I feel about this ear anymore. That That's not hard to change. You just, like, change the design of the ear. Yeah, I think I will actually pop in and change that. Not a huge fan. There's, of course, implied shadow with the umbrella. That's, like, the point of them. But, I may or may not care, depending on if I care. You know how that works. I'm sure you understand. I think I will, on top of the line art, actually... so first of all, let's change that ear, because it is bogging me. It's also kind of like maybe out too much. Like, I do kind of have big ears on this in this style, but I don't know, it seemed a bit much for some reason. Ignore the whole rest of the head. The head comes up through here. The ear sort of pops off like that. Yeah, perfect. We're going to have the ear to be kind of a rune, just a squiggle. Not worry about it too much. And then we're going to have, of course, this brown fill in the newly vacated space. Is the ear too small now? Oh, come on. All right, we're zooming in. We're getting to the bottom of this ear. That's not a sentence I like. What if I just did that? I think I like that best. I'm just going to do that. Great. So. Was there something else I wanted to change? I feel like there was... Oh, yes. On top of the line art, I want to just... Let's not do clipping mask, actually. I just want to add a little bit of, like... These are not pure black. In the form of a little bit of highlighting, I guess. I'm not really thinking too hard about it. Just a little bit extra to break up that fact that I made them part of the line art. Alright. Next, we've got... I think I could probably change those lips a little bit too. Sorry, change the lips? I thought you loved the lips. I do love the lips. But I also hate them. Oh, see, yeah, no, I understand. No, now they're too big. Go back. Okay. This is the right size. This comes up. This will be a little bit higher, I think, and this needs to go a little bit lower. And also, this needs to be a little bit smaller in the middle, the like white part. Yeah, I think that looks better. Oh, now it looks all weird. I kind of like it though. I think it looks cute. All right. So, what's next? Next is skin tone again. My least favorite part of any coloring. Is that true? I think that's true. I mean, like, shading is complicated, don't get me wrong, but, like, and also I think that probably good shading is going to make, like, skin tone easier. When you're doing flat color, though, it's a mess. Because it needs to, yeah. Okay, I think I might have to change her hair color a bit, make it a bit darker. I want it to, like, disappear into herself. We'll see. We'll just do this to start and see where we land. We will actually color this in. It'll be easier to notice when I properly fill in the eyes. You do want to actually color in the eyes white. You don't want to just use the background color for that. It just saves you a headache later on if you're trying to turn them into, like, sprites or something. which I do surprisingly often. Not like sprites for a video game, just like standalone images. I do it all the time. I'm not super sure if this skin tone works. I'm probably going to do the same thing I did for the last one, where I add an additional layer over top that sort of highlights it or something, and then, you know, lower the opacity so that I can kind of mix the two colors. I'm kind of liking it so far, though. I feel like it works. Obviously, I do have reference that has colors, and I am basing these colors off of them, but, you know, A, these are flat colors, as opposed to shaded colors, and B, I'm not actually, like, eyedroppering. So I'm still eyeballing it, even if I have a reference. Great. And then toes. Whoop. Whoop. Perfect. We will add in the white eyes, as previously mentioned. And this little bit there. Great. Again, I think I do want to add some shading, but for the time being, not a big deal. We do need to add in these flip-flops, which I believe are orange. If I was out of time, which I almost am, I got 7 minutes left for the stream, I would maybe call this done, and then remember that I didn't do the umbrella yet. And then after doing the umbrella, I would call it done, even though I haven't done the shading. But, depending on how much time we have, I think I would like to take at least a first pass on the shading. The umbrella is like dark blue, light blue with orange separations. I'm just going to make it blue, I think. Is the umbrella on the... Yeah, nice. Great. Of course it is. Oh, actually, speaking of things that make sense, could you please... remove that, thank you, so that I can actually fully color this in, because as previously mentioned, I just think it's nice to actually fully draw in the thing, even though it's covered, because the thing that's covering it is another piece of the drawing. I'm not doing a full drawing of the umbrella without the lady here, because if she's not there, this umbrella is not going to exist in its current state anyway, so it's kind of whatever. Actually, I was thinking about just making this all in color, but because we can see the interior broken up by those divots, I think I will use the two-tone, except we're also going to... We're basically going to three-tone it, because we're going to have the outside, and then we're going to have the interior. I think there's another blockage there. I think there probably is. Maybe I'll add it in later. Seems like it should be. Yeah, let's actually do that right now. Perfect. Nailed it. Definitely worth doing. Everyone could see the difference. Okay. Blap. And then, of course, this is dark, and then this is dark, and there's a light one over here. So it's like a 4. Yeah, it checks out. Then, we, of course, need our orange lines, which I'm just going to use the same orange as these flip-flops. I like to keep my palette limited. Not like, you know, overly so, but it helps keep the colors consistent thematically. Thematically? I don't know if I mean thematically. I mean something else, probably. Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then, lastly, we're going to do this top little thing. We'll make that, I guess, a lighter blue, or like not a shaded blue. Whatever color the interior would have been if it didn't have shade cast upon it. So one way to look at it, I guess. Sure. And then I think I will add an additional bit of shading here, just like a low opacity gray or something. I don't know if that's helpful. It's kind of not, because you want it to be like up and then around here and then also like maybe down a bit. And maybe a little bit over here. This is the part where you just start shading things, and then you're like, whoops, I've shaded all of it. I mean, again, I'm okay with, oops, I accidentally shaded all of it. That's fine. That seems like a perfectly good thing to have happen. You're not wrong. As long as your shading is not inconsistent from step to step. Alright, I will have noticed that I've only been focusing on the girls. There's like a whole background in this draw your own style. Draw this in your own style, sorry. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I should be doing something with that. Ah. We're going to call that good. I actually quite like that sort of effect. Looks cooler than I thought it would. And let's just slap all of these into a folder. Boom. There they are. Woo! So, let us add an element of shading to this. I'm just gonna do, you know what? I'm gonna keep this like weird low opacity gray and see what that looks like if I just sort of slap it on all over everything. 37%. Okay. It probably will look bad. Yeah. All right, cool. We're not doing that. We might use an overlay though. Cool. Overlay is such a cheater tool, and I love it because it's a cheater tool. For a few reasons, it's a cheater tool. One, because right now I'm just trying to do shading, and I'm shading on top of my line art layer for no good reason. And I don't want this to go on top of the line art layer. Two, it's using this like nice brown as opposed to using like the gray I'm using, and that is automatically done depending on what color I'm over top of. It will be an appropriate darkened version of itself, which is rad. Now, the other thing that makes it cheater version instead of just like Pro Tools is that it's probably not as like perfect as you think it is, or as I think it is. Oh well. I think I should actually be heading out. Like, I think I have something that's starting at like 7:30, as opposed to a little bit after. So I probably should just call it there, and oh well. We will add a little bit of boob shading though. Okay, I'm really enjoying this shading. More than I feel like I should be, but low opacity, dark gray. All you need. I guess. Yeah. Alright. I'm actually going to check on my Discord and make sure people aren't yelling at me to get online. They're not. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit longer because I just want to like add some quick shades. It'll also disappear against the white. Like if I draw here, you don't see it, which is really nice for when you don't want to worry about that. We're going to have to make sure we try and hit the same thing. It's about 37%. Probably the exact percentage is not that big a deal. And then we'll go switch to overlay. Now this might not look the same. I might have to use different values just because we're drawing on top of different colors. Also, this dark hair, this darker is not really working. Actually, I'm not seeing any of this. Is it showing up at all? Are you sure this is right? Switch it to normal. Oh, I'm certainly drawing. Okay. I might have to let's change the opacity a bit. Must be the color then. Hue and saturation. Let's reduce the brightness. I keep expecting. Oh, there it is. Yeah, great. We can sort of see it at the top. Did I just like not draw in certain places that I thought I did? All right, we're gonna use that. That's the shading we're gonna use. Again, still pretty subtle. But that's the point. The point is to be just a little subtle. Not actually drawing too much attention to what's going on. Just a little bit. This goes here, this goes there. You should do some sort of quick beach scene, I think. Unless you plan on doing more of this later. And I don't. I plan on being... I like to be done in one sitting when I draw. Because this is why I don't improve. Yuck, 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 yuck. Actually, I've been told I have been improving, which is pretty cool. I don't really think about myself as improving, so that's fun to hear. I don't want the nose. No nose. Okay. Let me just pop in that hair. And those are ladies. Sweet. We're going to have to call that done. We're 5 minutes over, which doesn't, it's not a lot. I go over more than that often. But what you going to do, I got to get gone. So I'll catch you all next time. I will see if we can set up a raid. I don't think that that's going to work, but we will try anyway.